let's get to our favorite section. It's Wexley Spills the Tea. Fill up my cup, baby.
And man, I got a whole 24 ounce of Arizona tea right now because we got a lot of stuff to crack into. And we're going to go start with WWE like we always do. And one of our all-time favorite wrestlers, most people from Tennessee's favorite wrestlers, AJ Styles, just signed a new deal worth $3 million a year.
Wow, good for him, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm awesome probably guessing this will be his last contract. That's what he said last time. So
yeah.
Can you believe a wrestler said he wasn't going to wrestle anymore and then said, no, I'm actually going to wrestle? Can you believe that?
Yeah, it sounds crazy, right? I mean, how old is he now, though? Like 44 or something like that? 45?
I think he's 43. He'll be turning 44.
Okay, well, I mean, whatever. He's still good, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he hasn't lost a step. He'll be all right.
No, he looks great.
Speaking of contracts, one person's contract actually expired, and he did not re-sign, and that is a person who should have been world champion, Cesaro.
Cesaro, the underutilized internet darling of the WWE for the past, 10 years, I feel like. It's been 10 solid years where people have been like, oh, he's so good, nothing's happening with him. Like, yeah, we know. So he finally got fed up, I guess, and he decided to take his ball and go play elsewhere. Naturally, I think that everybody's going to assume AEW, but I don't know. Not so fast, my friend. I don't know if that's where he ends up. What do you think old Claudio Castagnello might end up?
Well, Claudio, since he doesn't have a 90-day no-compete clause because his contract just expired, he can literally show up anywhere at any time, which is pretty cool. And I would love to see him in AEW. You know, he has lots of good friends there, all of his buds, but he would be awesome in fucking New Japan.
Yeah,
that's perfect because he doesn't need to talk much. He just needs to go kick fucking ass, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I think New Japan is the spot for him. Yeah, hopefully that works out. I'm grateful for the time that we got for Cesaro, and I do think he's a phenomenal bell-to-bell wrestler, but I was never actually sold on him being a world champion, to be completely honest with you, just because I'm not sure if he can really carry that storyline aspect all that well. Again, I love his in-ring work. He's one of my favorite bell-to-bell wrestlers of the past decade, for sure. I just don't know if he really has the whole lot of the charisma to keep those storylines going. But I'm excited to see where he ends up. Hopefully he proves me wrong, and hopefully
they should have left Paul Heyman as his manager, and it could have fucking worked. Could have worked.
Yeah. Or maybe he was just being held back, and he actually is pretty, smart and whatever, and savvy and really charismatic, and it was just this situation he was saddled with. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. You know who's not smart, charismatic, or savvy at all?
Who's that?
That's Madcap Moss.
No.
And we're going to get into it later, into the injury, but somehow he is not injured from one of the most horrific bumps I've ever seen in my life. It was fucking horrible,
it was
and
brutal.
He's fine. He's not injured at all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At least they say he's not, but he's
very lucky. He's a very lucky kid.
When that happened, we'll get into it. It's crazy. One more other thing WWE related. Former WWE stable in NXT, Hit Row, is now making their debut in GCW coming up soon as Hit Makers. So
yeah, I love that.
They're still keeping that same vibe, and their leader, the leader of Hit Row, Hit Makers, it has just been reported that he was backstage at AEW Dynamite last night.
Yeah, it's no surprise. I mean,
Shane Strickland.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm sure he will show up in GCW, of course, even if he does get signed to AEW, because they allow their people to go around. But if he's backstage there, I mean, the deal is imminent, right? You think he's going to show? You think he's going to?
I think so for sure.
Okay.
I think so for sure. I don't see how he's not. I mean, I think that that to me makes the most sense, especially looking at the other signings that they've signed and the direction that they're kind of going. He makes the most sense as a free agent for sure.
Well, speaking of another free agent that we've been speculating on if he's coming, he kind of slipped up in an interview online, and it's kind of sort of confirmed, unconfirmed. Jeff Hardy to AEW.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everybody saw that coming. I don't think that that's a big surprise or a cat that he let out of the bag or anything. Yeah, I mean, there's no shock. I feel like Matt's kind of already said it, and we just didn't quite know.
They've been setting it up on TV, basically doing the storyline. Even on BTE this week, they the Young Bucks, since they said they're the only EVPs in Nashville, so you got to take a drug test, Matt. You're acting
Oh,
erratic.
my
You need to take a drug
goodness.
test.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's something. I don't know.
they're really landed in real heavy, real thick there. But of course, it's going to be awesome when he shows up. But his no compete clause is not up until March the 9th. So expect him, I would guess, soon after that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any
I
big
would say
events
so.
coming up after that at that point. I know in May they announced Double or Nothing's coming back to Las Vegas, but that's kind of far away from March.
Yeah. Double or Nothing is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that like at this point, this is going to be one of those debuts or like, you know, it's hard. It's hard with a guy like Jeff Hardy to call it a debut. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I feel like everybody knows him. He's been everywhere.
It's like a return, sort of.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like a return, even though he's never been to AEW. If that makes sense, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sense, you catch the vibe that I'm laying down right there.
Sure. Yeah.
But another thing was, speaking with contracts, Brian Cage actually re-signed and extended his contract, which a lot of people didn't expect that because of, you know, the sort of like heat he was having or whatever. But apparently the heat is just a bunch of, you know, probably internet bullshit, and it's not as that serious and doesn't go as deep as we think because they re-signed him, which I think is great because I love Brian Cage.
I don't think that's what I think that I think AEW exercised the 1-year option and decided to keep him for another year. I don't think I don't think that he had a choice in the matter. I don't think he's necessarily asked for his release yet, but I think this is AEW being like, "Oh,
okay,
this is
so
your
there's
move. Like, we're gonna
another
pick up
side
your
to it.
option, but if you wanna get released, you're gonna have to come and ask for it." You know what I mean?
Okay, so I see the other side you're spitting to me right there. Okay,
Yeah,
that does
so
make
we'll
sense.
see. We'll see.
I guess we will see what happens. And we were both right. We predicted it. The third man was indeed, in fact, Buddy Matthews.
It was. As
He
well
did
it
make
should
his
be.
debut as the third man. And yeah, it was a really good Dynamite that happened on Wednesday. And dude, MJF promo of the year.
Oh my God, so good.
He cut a babyface promo.
Yeah.
Like, this man is on another dude. MJF is on a whole nother level. Like,
He's a
pro
beast,
wrestling
bro.
is an art form, and he is mastering this art form at such a young age. It's insane.
Yeah, he's really good.
I
I mean, that dude is
I
going
don't-
to be a legendary star for years to come.
I've never seen someone that good this young.
Never. Not this fast. No, never. He's
Yeah,
just
and like
so
hopefully,
good.
yeah, he only gets better, which I think is going to happen. MJF, he's the shit. And I can't really think of anything too big on the news that I haven't covered. Any tea? Do you know anything I missed?
No, I think that's about it from my side, other than the catastrophe that happened in Saudi Arabia.